One of the things that I love that the Lord is doing through me, that the Lord is doing in me in this season, that I'm also searching after, that I'm also hungering after, that I'm also being desperate for, is being intentional about my relationship with Christ. It's being intentional about my word life. It's being intentional about my prayer life. It's being intentional about my growth process as a Christian. It's being intentional about me exhibiting the fruit of the Spirit. It's being intentional about me being used by the Lord. You gotta be open to be used by the Lord. You gotta be open to be directed by Him. You gotta be open to letting Him direct your life and be the Lord of your life, isn't it? You asked Him to be the Lord and Savior of your life. So if He's Lord of your life and He's your Savior, He's the one who rules over you. He's the one who tells you where to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do, who to do it with, and who not to do it with. I'm intentional about that, because gone are the days where I'm just doing life according to me, where I'm just doing life according to what I want. When God says do this, I do. When He says it's time to stop and it's time to read the Word, I stop whatever it is that I'm doing and I read the Word. When He says that it's time for me to pray and get into His presence, that's exactly what I do. I'm seeking more of His will. I'm seeking more of His direction. I'm seeking more of His presence in my life. And I know His presence is what I'm going to experience in this season. I want to see His glory. And for me to walk with the Lord, I got to be intentional about my walk with Him. I got to be intentional about me serving Him. Got to be intentional about hearing His voice and doing that which He is calling me unto. Because I don't want to stand before Him in eternity one day and He asks me, why didn't you do A, B, C, D? And I start fumbling around for an answer. Or I start looking foolish. And I don't want to be feeling that. Because when you know the glory of the Lord, when you're used to praying, you know that when the presence of the Lord comes, there comes this presence that makes you just feel so afraid. Not fearful, but afraid of the one in whose presence you're standing before. And He's the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. So one thing that I'll admonish you to do in this season, seek Him. Intentionally seek to please the Lord, and intentionally seek to do that which is directing you to. Then you will walk in miracles, in signs, and in wonders. Seek the Lord intentionally.